macaroni making everybody crazy. Alright kids, today we're going to get back to our budget project. We're going to take a look at steps 6 and a little bit of step 7 today. We'll finish step 7 tomorrow, and that will get most of our project underway. So what we're going to look at first is healthcare. So we want to make sure that we have a slide for healthcare in our budget spreadsheet. Okay, so make sure that you create that. And then you also want to make sure that you create a slide for fixed and variable deductions, which we'll get into a little bit later, but will be the bulk of the rest of our assignment. Okay, so you should be looking at the unit final. So you can find all this information inside the unit final packet. All right, so we'll get to step 7 optional expenses tomorrow, and then the rest of step 6, phone, all that other stuff. But we want to get rid of these major things that are right here, so we can get these put into your spreadsheet and into your slide document. So the first thing is we want to create slides. We know that we're going to do some variable incomes. So Mr. Hygget's bell, let's take care of this. My A button's not working on my keyboard. There we go. So variable and fixed expenditures. Okay, stuffs like the phone, groceries, all of those things that we're going to have to pay for on a monthly basis. And the other thing, of course, is healthcare. So if we go back and look, step 6 is going to be healthcare. Sorry, step 5. Okay, so we need to figure out our healthcare today. So I'm going to move this slide up here, bang. And it's going to be my healthcare slide. Healthcare should be really easy. So the idea here is that if you are working for the government, which some of you might be, you have to go back and working for the government, you work for the state or you work for the federal government, then right there in the packet it tells you what you're going to get. So you just go to plan 1, that's for the federal government, or for the state government, this is the plan that you get. Now if you work for a private employer, now this has to be a private employer, you have to go back and look into your amenities with your jobs or the things that your job provided. And if you don't have it, you have to go back and research it. Does your job provide you with health insurance? If it does, this is the health insurance they're going to give you. So for me and my job, it provided me health insurance. I made sure of that. And so this is what they're going to give me. Now, if your job doesn't provide you health insurance, or you have a small job that doesn't have very many employees, say like you're a ranch hand, which a couple of you are doing, or you're a pizza delivery driver and you don't work full-time, if you don't have a full-time job, you don't have health insurance, and you're going to have to go find the Affordable Health Care Act, which we'll go through a little bit later, and you're going to have to find a quote for what you're going to get. Alright, so if we go through this tells me everything that I'm going to get, and so I just adjust my healthcare slide, and then I go find my totals. So it's going to tell me that I have to pay a certain percentage. So I go to my budget sheet, then I go to the healthcare tab, and my healthcare is going to be 9% of my overall income, or I have to pay 9% of my income a month. So I could either do that off to the side, figure out the math. I can use the equation. So sum of, here's my taxable income. Okay, that's my money after taxes, and I need to take the percentage of that. Bang, boom, there it is. That's how much money I have to spend just on healthcare per month. I have to pay that in premiums. Now, the other thing I need to look at is how much I need to save for my deductible and my copays. So despite the deductible, which is $3,000, so if I take $3,000 divided by 12, then I should add it there, which I forgot to do here, but that's something you should do. But I have copays. So how often do I think that I'm going to go to the doctor? So I have to pay $20 copay for every time I'm going to go to the doctor. Well, I'm a reasonable, healthy person, but I should go at least 3 times a year. So 3 times a year is $60. $60 divided by 12 is going to be $5 a month that I have to budget out to make sure that I can pay for those. So I'm going to add that $5 a month over into the tab here in just a second. And that will be the total of my monthly savings that I have to put towards healthcare, or how much of my budget goes towards healthcare every month. Okay, that allows me to have money set aside just in case. Now, the other part of that, which I didn't do, is I have a deductible, $3,000 deductible. So if something goes wrong, I have to pay up to $3,000 of my healthcare bills. I need to put money aside for that. So again, that would be $3,000 divided by 12, and that'd be the amount of money a month that I need to set aside, and I'd add it to that total. All right, now, let's say that I don't get private insurance and I don't work for the government. Well, then I'm going to have to go to the Affordable Health Care Act, and I'm going to have to put in information and try to figure out what I can get. So I can look it up, enrollment for affordable health care, and I'm just going to go put it in a fake enrollment. So again, here we are, health plans, my address, or my zip code. I'm going to go back to the zip code that I'm saying I'm living in. So in my project, I'm living in Miami. So I go back to my spreadsheet or to my slides, and I go find my address. There's my zip code. Bang. And I'm going to go put that in. All right. Get us started. Now it's going to ask for a whole bunch of information. Don't use your own personal information. And remember, you're 24 years old. So I'm a male. I'm going to say I was born in May. Let's say May 1st of 1996. That's key because I'm 24. All right. So all of us, not your original birth date and probably a completely fake one. Just make one up from 1996 so that you're 24 years old. All right. I can go and answer all these questions. No. We're all single, by the way. And no. Go down here. Any of these. All right. What should these apply? I'm getting a new job. So I just got a brand new job. Bang. And the date of that employment, make it within the last month. So I'm just going to say, how about 4/20 of 2020. All right. Good. I don't want to add any dependents. Now I got to put in information. Now here, use fake information just like we did for car insurance. So I'm going to be Joe Grimaldi. All right. My address. So I go back and find the address that I used in my project. So go back to that apartment. I'll put that address in. All right. I'm going to put in a fake phone number, make sure the city and zip code are right, and a fake email address, jgrimaldi@gmail.com. I'm sorry if there's a jgrimaldi@gmail.com getting stupid emails from this, but it'll go to your junk mail. It'll be okay. All right. Go down. Any other information? Household information, number of people, just me. And estimated income, this should be the income that I gave you. So for my project, I have $50,000. So I'm going to put it in. So your guys' range from 20 to 45. All right, then it's going to give me a number of plans. So I can go click on any of these. All right, 992, that looked like a good one. Any of them. So I'm going to click on it. It's going to ask me to put in more information. And I'm going to go through the steps again. Okay, so regardless of which one you do, they're going to make you go through the steps. And it's going to be the same ones, but eventually it will give you some kind of idea of the plan that they're willing to offer you, or if they're willing to offer you anything at all. Now I make $50,000, they're not going to offer me a very good plan. If I'm making that much, I probably work in private industry or self-employed. So the idea then is, for those of you who are in need of this, you're going to have to do it, but you're going to have to do a little bit of extra work. And that's one of the problems that we have in our society, is those people who need the most help have to do more work to figure it out. Okay, so in the end of this, some of you might have to try to apply for food stamps and other things. It's a lot of work. The question is, can you figure it out? So going through it, you can see I'm just going to have to put in the same information again, and then find plans, and then it'll send me to another place. And I'll have to do this a couple times. So this might take a few minutes, but you should ultimately be able to find a plan. And when you do that, don't forget to put that information into your slide and give me the website for that information. And that'll get us through this portion of it. All right, now this will get us back into our steps. So we finished step 5, now we're moving into step 6, and we're going to do the first part of step 6. And all that information can be found directly inside the final packet in the directions. So you're going to have choices here, or I'm going to tell you exactly what you get to spend as a base level. This is the least amount that you can spend. So we're going to give you a grocery plan. So let's start with groceries. And we can go back to our finals document. So if I pull that up, here's my finals packet, and you can see if you go down to that step, there's groceries, and here are 3 different plans that you can have. You can have the, 4, thrifty plan, low plan, moderate plan, or the I'm going to get fat plan. Now Mr. Hyatt should choose that I'm going to get fat plan, but you know, I'm on a diet, so I'm going to go with the moderate plan. So I'm going to take that information, I just go to my slideshow, and I'm just going to copy it. It's going to look all funky, so I just need to fix it real quick. Bang, bang, bang. So here's the information. So I have a paragraph explaining it, And this is directly taken from the final, so I don't have to use a website or anything. Okay, and I'm just going to fix it so it fits, and I'm going to identify which one of these I'm going to use. Okay, so on your slide you should tell me which one you're going to use. I'm going to use the moderate plan, and then we're going to go to the budget spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you where to put that in. Okay, so let's go to spreadsheet. Alright, find groceries and enter the amount right there. Bang. There you go. All done with that portion of it. Okay, so we have the groceries done. Alright, now we have to go put in our healthcare and housing and personal. So if you go back, it tells you exactly how much we're supposed to spend on that. Healthcare and clothing and all those things. And we just go find those on the spreadsheet and we enter them. So I put housing and personal together, which is going to be $70. I'm going to mess it up a couple times, but I'm going to put it in here. Boom. Make those changes. Okay, and I'm going to take that personal, I'm going to put it down here with personal and household, and that's $70 because I might have some other personal things I want to add. So there's my total. That's what I'm left with for the month. That's how much money I have left to spend. Now, we haven't done a majority of our non-fixed or variable spending because I still need to get a phone and a number of other things. So there's still a lot of things that I need to go purchase and make my life work. But that gets us through this, and I'll talk to you tomorrow as we look at step 7.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow